How's it going, everyone? So the PlayStation 5 Pro has been revealed, and I think everybody was fairly whelmed with it November 7th. However, holy hell, that price tag, and it is just like I said yesterday. It is going to be something that is catered towards the hardcore PlayStation audience, and like I've been saying, with a lot of the content that PlayStation puts out that is geared for their premium audience, their more invested audience, it's gonna be expensive because guess what? That audience this product is being catered for would pay $700, and that's what it's going to be. It is going to be $699 US. Shout out Kaz Hirai from E3 of 2006. Guys, I imagine there's going to be a lofty amount of pushback to that, but again, the people that are going to be buying this console, if I was in Sony's position, yeah, when you know you have that hardcore audience, when you know you have that audience that you're creating a product for that is for the most invested, I would try to suck out as much money out of them as I could as well. From a business standpoint, from their standpoint, I would do it as well. I'm gonna say that it's overpriced, or, you know, I can't even say that it's overpriced. How do you determine if something's overpriced? If people are gonna pay for it, then I guess it is what it is. They're up in the price of the DualSense controller as well, but $700 is a spicy price point, and given that I would imagine the PlayStation 5 base model is gonna stick at $500, you've got multiple tiers of products, and I would rather the most amount of power possible for a heftier price point if you're talking about a premium product like this. But I threw out the $600 number and people bugged out at that. I saw those comments yesterday when I even threw out the $600 number, and people were like, no way, it's not gonna be $600. I saw some people being like, the PS5 is gonna go down in price and the PS5 Pro is just gonna come in at $500. Guys, you gotta look at how Sony plays the game now. They have the lion's share of the market. They're gonna get the money from you guys. The people that want the PS5 Pro, they're gonna get the money from you. The days of them being competitive from a price point standpoint, yeah, they'll be competitive to an extent, but they're gonna do things like jack up the price of PS Plus while lessening the value proposition. They're gonna do things like up the price of DualSense controller, and if you thought the PS5 Pro was gonna come out at $500, hell no! They know who this product is catered for. It's not the days of the PS4 Pro where they want it to be a little bit more competitive. And mind you, this is a substantial improvement, and it's doing what a lot of people want and what I had been calling for in my previous videos. All of you guys saying that the PlayStation 5 Pro isn't necessary and we need more software, both things can be true. The hardware team is working on the PS5 Pro. You can say it's not necessary. However, there has been one dominant sacrifice that we have been giving up all generation long, and it was what was illustrated in this technical presentation, and that is choosing between graphics mode or performance mode. Generally speaking, I go to performance mode, but we've seen games, particularly like a Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which by the way was showcased at the end in that, you know, the Sony loves their music video montage trailers, but that's gonna be one of the games that supports it, and that makes all the sense in the world because that performance mode on FF7 Rebirth is an abomination. It looks like a pile of trash. So a game like that needs it. Horizon Forbidden West, a game that's gonna get pulled from PS Plus here soon, that's gonna be one of the preeminent games that's gonna showcase the power of the PlayStation 5 Pro as well. It makes a lot of sense as far as that's concerned. As far as, you know, selling some copies of Forbidden West makes a lot of sense. You know why Sony's doing the things that they are doing. You know, they illustrated a lot of games that now can run in essentially their visual fidelity mode, but still get 60 frames per second. Ratchet Rift Apart, The Last of Us Part 2, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and they also showed some games that had enhanced visual effects with ray tracing as well. Gran Turismo 7, which is going to be able to run at 60 FPS with ray tracing. Hogwarts Legacy was showcased as well. Guys, I have a hawk eye when telling the difference between 30 FPS and 60 FPS. Hogwarts Legacy was one game. They didn't specify 60 FPS. What that game looked like it had improved visuals, but was still running at 30 FPS. And that makes sense. Ray tracing 4K 60 FPS, that's gonna be a pipe dream across the board for every game. It's just not gonna be something feasible, and ray tracing is so demanding that I'm not all too surprised. We're talking about AI enhanced imagery as well. There's a lot of cool stuff with the PlayStation 5 Pro, and the idea of running a lot of these games with their visual fidelity fidelity, I guess, with the visual fidelity that they were intended for, but still getting 60 FPS, guys, that's gonna be enough of a sell for a lot of people. I know for me, again, I'm in a luxurious position where we're doing content on YouTube. Like, I kind of have to have this thing, you know, just so I can play the games in the best way possible and create content and all that good stuff. But, you know, for the majority of people, I think they're gonna be fine with the PlayStation 5, but that's fine in the sense that the PlayStation 5 Pro is tailored for the people with disposable income, the people that are most invested into PlayStation, the people that want that extra bit of performance. And with all those things factored in, if I'm Sony, I'm pricing it at a premium. Yeah, back in 2006, $599 US dollars was crazy, but you also had a huge rival in Xbox. That really doesn't exist anymore. Xbox is kind of, you know, kind of faltering, to say the least. You've got an audience that's so invested into you as a platform, and it's 2024. People are spending a lot of money on high-end gaming PCs. If you can offer 4K visuals at 60 frames per second and the games look great, look, a lot of people are going to spend the $700. It's not that big. I don't think the price point is that big of a deal. I think a lot of people are going to make it a big deal and are going to push back on that. I really don't think the price point is that big of a deal, just because it's a premium console, and the people that are gonna buy it are very much the ones that are going to be like, yeah, we don't care, we just want the best performance possible. And if you're in that boat, you probably have a considerable amount of disposable income anyway. It's the things that, like, DualSense controllers going up in price. Like, everybody wants a controller. Everybody, you know, that's just a standard item. This premium console isn't something that, unless you're super, super desperate, like me, mind you, like me, for the best performance and the best resolutions possible, it's not gonna be something you really need to get. And, you know, it'll be cool to play games at 4K 60 FPS, at least, you know, the Spider-Man 2s, the Ratchet Rift Aparts, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I think is damn well worth a replay, because when I played that game, oh my goodness, I played it at 30 FPS, but that performance mode was so effing atrocious that, like, my eyes were almost bleeding at how bad that game looked in the performance mode. Maybe that's a little bit hyperbolic, but Final Fantasy 16 was another game like that. Again, I am, like, two things can be true. I think the PS5 Pro has a place in the market, but I damn well believe that Sony needs to up their software output. Both things can be true. The hardware team is doing something seemingly pretty impressive with the PS5 Pro. Now we gotta get software, which is a separate, you know, a separate discussion all in its own right. Me talking positively to an extent about the PS5 Pro doesn't mean I don't think Sony's software output has been effing atrocious. I do think it's been absolutely an abomination, and they need to work on that. But the PS5 Pro existing, I think, is separate entirely. And there are games that are going to support it. Again, FF7 Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16 if they can get that supported, Space Marine 2 if they can get, like, there's a lot of third-party titles that could take advantage of this console, and that will be beneficial as well. But yes, Sony does need to work on their first-party output, and I think it would do them a lot of good if they had a first-party game, an upcoming first-party game they could really showcase, like a Tsushima 2 if that came to fruition. And pre-orders are going to be opening up September 26th. You know, if you want to get it, but it would be nice to get a state of play before then, and I think that would get a lot of people excited about the PlayStation brand in its entirety if we see some cool announcements and get people, you know, revved up and ready to I think if they do a state of play right before the 26th, it makes all the sense in the world, as more people are going to be inclined and you build up momentum leading into pre-orders open, and I do believe that'll happen. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.